muli sa buwan ng bawat isa. Nandito na naman po ako muli, ang inyong pong lingkod na walang sawa sa pagkikipagdiin sa buwan ng bawat isa sa atin, sa ating pong programa, Quality Time with the Word of God. Dito po ang inyong pong lingkod, si Pastor Jack Sigismundo. At ang title naman ng engagement message for today, The Parable of Bridesmaids. At bago po tayo muling magpatuloy sa mag-aaral ng salita ng Diyos, ako po nagnandang muli ng isang video presentation na naway maging mapapala po ito sa buhay ng bawat isa. Panoorin po natin.
As I come into your presence, past the gates of praise, to your sanctuary, standing face to face, look upon your countenance, see the fullness of your grace. I can only bow down and say, you are awesome in this place, mighty God. You are awesome in this place, our Father. You are worthy of all praise. To you our lives we raise. You are awesome in this place, mighty God. Yes. As I come into your presence, past the gates, to your sanctuary, into your sanctuary, we're standing face to face. As I look upon your countenance, I see the fullness of your grace. I can only bow down and say, sing that out if you believe it. 'Cause you are awesome in this, yeah. You are awesome in this place. You are awesome in this place, mighty God. You are awesome. You are awesome in this. Oh yes, you are. You are awesome in this place. You are awesome in this place.
sinabi ang title po ng ating teaching message for today, The Parable of the Bridesmaid. Ang ating pong text ay matatagpuan po natin sa book of Matthew chapter 25 beginning verse 1 to 13. And it says, and I quote, in verse 1, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And five of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom comes, go ye out to meet him. Then all of those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Verse 13, Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Ang Diyos po magpapala sa pagkabasa ng kanyang buhay at makapangyarihang salita. Simulan po natin ang pag-aaral natin ng salita ng Diyos sa magitan po ng isang panalangin. Tayo po lahat ay umuko at pumikit. Dakilang Ama, kami po ay patuloy na lumalapit sa iyo at nagpapakumbaba, humihingi ng iyong pagsama sa buhay ng bawat isa. Ikaw na nga po magayag ng iyong kalooban sa aming kalagitnaan at buksan mo ang aming mga isipan sa iyong katotohanan. Panginoon, patuloy lang namin itataas at ibabalik sa iyong lahat ng papuri. Pasalamat sa pangalan ng aming Panginoong Hesus. Amen. Amen and amen. Katulad po ng mga nakaraang pagkakataon na tayo po ay nag-aral, pinaliwanag ko po sa buhay ng bawat isa sa atin yung tinatawag na parable, which is Tagalog ay talinhaga. It is a story in place of another to reveal a complex story into a simple one. So mula po sa simpleng istorya ay meron pong malalim na pagpapakahulugan ang bawat talinhagang binibitiwan ng ating Panginoon sa kanyang mga aral. And why did Jesus use parables? Ba't nga ba gumagamit ng talinhagang ating Panginoon? In the book of Matthew chapter 13 verse 11, and Jesus answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So, yung pong misteryo ng kaharian ng ating Panginoon ay inihahayag niya sa kanyang mga pinili at sa magitan ng mga talinghagang ito ay pinapaliwanag niya ang kahulugan ng misteryo ng kaharian ng Diyos. There were 3 stages mula po dito sa talinghagang ito. There were 3 stages of the Jewish wedding. Ito po ay patungkol sa 10 mga bridesmaid during that particular time. Ay katulad ng mga sa panahon natin ngayon na kapag may mga kinakasal, may mga tinatawag na abay. And in the Jewish culture, there were 3 stages of the Jewish wedding. First, the engagement, where the father of both families agreed on a marriage. Sa tinatawag pong engagement, yung pong mga ama ng dalawang pamilya ay nag-a-agree na sa kasalang ito. Pangalawang stage is the betrothal, where are gifts or dowry that were given to the family of the bride. Sa mga pagkakataon pong ngayon, dito po sa ating pong kultura, kapag namamanikan po ang lalaki para sa pag-oo ng pamilya, ay may mga dalang mga regalo. Even in our generation, in our culture, we somehow do exercise those kinds of stuff. Thirdly is the actual marriage done at the groom's house, led by the procession coming from the bride's house. So, Yung ikatlong stage is the actual marriage, na kung saan ang marriage ay ginagawa dun sa bahay ng groom at ang procession ay nanggagaling nagsisimula sa bahay ng babaeng ikakasal. At mula po rito ay it would be during the actual marriage, a procession is made led by the bridesmaid. Para pong nakikita po natin sa mga kasalan, may nauuna po yung mga abay who lighted the way of the bride with their lamps because the wedding usually is done at night. Ang kasalan sa Jewish culture nung araw ay ginagawa kaya ng gabi, kaya po may mga abay na may dalang mga ilaw at they lighted the way from the bride's house to the groom's house na kung saan gagawin yung wedding. At mula po sa talinhagang ito, ang sabi nga pong ganito rito, this particular parable speaks about those who are inside the kingdom of God. Ito pong parable na ito ay tumutukoy doon po sa mga tao na nandun na sa kaharian ng ating pong Panginoon. Nandun na po, naka-include na po sila sa kaharian ng ating Panginoon. Dito po sa ibabaw ng lupa, walang iba kundi ang Church of God o ng Iglesia ng ating Panginoon. At to those who lighted the way of the church. So sila yung nagbibigay ilaw, who lighted the way of the church, nagbibigay ilaw, nagbibigay liwanag sa loob po ng church. Ang sabi pong ganito dito, in the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 14, it says, and I quote, ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gave light unto all that are in the house. And let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So yung pong mga tayo po bilang mga tagapamuno ng church, this particular parable speaks to us. Pangalawa, the parable speaks about the reality that there are foolish and prudent servants in the kingdom of God. Sa loob po ng church, meron po mga tinatawag na foolish at meron din po mga tinatawag na prudent servant. In the book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 1, it says, and I quote, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins which took their lamp and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So pangatlo, the parable speaks about the foolish servant seeking help from the prudent ones. In the book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 5, it says, and I quote, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom come, go ye out to meet him. And then all of those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. And this particular parable also speaks about being on fire and zealous for the coming of the Lord. So, ito pong parable na ito, talinghagang mong ito ay nagpapayag sa buhay ng bawat isa sa atin na kinakailangan lagi tayong on fire and lagi tayong mainit sa ating pong devotion and worship unto God. In verse 11 it says, and I quote, afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you do not know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So, kinakailangan nag-iingat po ang buhay ng bawat isa sa atin. Huwag po tayong nadadalan sa mga bagay sa sanglibutan ito. Kinakailangan kahit man manlamig ang sanglibutan ito sa pag-ibig niya sa ating Panginoon. Tayo bilang mga tinawag, tayo bilang mga ilaw ng sanglibutan ito, kinakailangan laging mainit ang ating pag-ibig at paglilingkod sa ating Panginoon. And as we conclude today's gathering, bilang kasapi o kabilang sa kaharian ng Diyos dito sa ibabaw ng lupa, which is the church. Be always on guard for the return of the King. Lagi po tayo dapat na nagbabantay sa muling pagbabalik ng ating Panginoon hanggang habang po natin siyang inaantay. Let us keep ourselves on fire and ready to meet our God. And with that, I would like to thank each and every one of us and bring us sa kasama at pagkakalimutan sa ating programa. Hanggang sa muli po natin pag-iniig, ito po ang ibang lingkod, si Pastor Jack Sigismundo. God richly bless each and every one of you. God bless you.